My Lord and my God, I firmly believe that you are here, that you see me, that you hear me. I adore you with profound reverence. I ask your pardon for my sins and the grace to make this time of prayer fruitful. My Immaculate Mother, Saint Joseph, my Father and Lord, my guardian angel, intercede for me. Jesus, the scene in today's gospel is so striking, and the gospel is so short that I'd like to read it. And Jesus, we ask that you help us as we listen to these words to use the gift of our imagination to enter into the scene, to imagine what this was like, what the commotion was like, what the emotions were like, what it must have been like to be part of this, to see it or experience it. The gospel says, Jesus and his disciples came to land at Gennesaret and tied up. No sooner had they stepped out of the boat than people recognized him and started hurrying all through the countryside and brought the sick on stretchers to wherever they heard he was. And wherever he went, to village or town or farm, they laid down the sick in the open spaces, begging him to let them touch even the fringe of his cloak. And all those who touched him were cured. What an extraordinary scene, Jesus. What an extraordinary portrayal in just a few verses of what it must have been like in those villages in Galilee when people started recognizing you, when they started hearing about your power and your ability and willingness to heal. And you did heal, Jesus. It must have been thousands of people brought by their friends, lying in the open spaces, begging to touch even the hem of your garment, and all are healed. Jesus, you are the healer. We know that every healing that you did and that you do is a sign of your identity, of your power, that you are the Messiah, that you are the Son of God with power over nature. Jesus, it's an expression of your empathy, of your care, your solicitude for the suffering, Jesus. And also a symbol of your mission, that you, Jesus, have come to heal. In fact, Pope Benedict XVI, in his book, Jesus of Nazareth, he says, when he's speaking about healing and your healing ministry and having sent your disciples to heal, and he speaks about how healing is part of the mission of the church, and he says, when healing is understood in its full depth, healing can be considered the entire content of the redemption. Your whole mission, he's saying, Jesus, is to heal. You came to heal us from all of the wounds and all of the ailments caused by the original rupture of our relationship with you, that original sin and breaking of harmony of the cosmos and humanity and each human person with you, as well as the individual effects of our own sins on our souls and our relationship with you, Jesus. You came in your humanity to suffer so that we could be healed of this, so that our souls could be healed, and eventually, in the resurrection of the body, that our bodies could be healed. In the new heavens and the new earth, the new creation that you came to make, Jesus, is a healing of the old creation. It's a restoring of the former glory. And every physical healing that you do in this life, Jesus, is, though it is temporary and though it is occasional, as well as particular and partial, is always a sign of that ultimate healing, of the profound spiritual healing, the healing of the soul, and that ultimate healing of body and soul of all creation in the resurrection, in the new heavens and earth, in the new creation made possible through you, Jesus. You are the ultimate healer, and you want to heal us. And so, Jesus, if those villagers recognized you, even if only just as a powerful healer, and they were willing to do whatever it took to bring you their sick, they were willing to run around the countryside, to carry stretchers, to lay them anywhere that you were, Jesus, and then to beg you to heal, how much more should we be doing that? How much more we, Jesus, who recognize you not just as a healer, but as the healer, who has come and who wants to redeem and restore and reorder every aspect of our lives. How much more should we be bringing you our sick? Everyone we know is suffering in some way, Jesus. Sometimes physically, maybe we know some people in particular who are in hospital or struggling with a particular sickness. Sometimes psychologically, those who are suffering with deep wounds or disappointments, those who are believing lies about their identity, about their worth, those who are suffering morally, who are stuck in sin or sinful lifestyles, and are not willing to recognize that they're hurting first of all themselves, those who are suffering relationally and perhaps are stuck with resentments or unforgiveness or in bad relationships or good relationships but have unresolved hurts and wounds. Those who are suffering spiritually, who don't know you, who have difficulty trusting you, or are struggling to believe in you. Jesus, just thinking about these people, it moves us, it moves our compassion. Lord, you know how we feel for those, especially those we love, who are suffering in some way. But we know, Jesus, that your compassion eclipses ours, but also that you are moved. You are moved by ours. When you see us caring for those that you care about, it touches your heart, Jesus. It moves you. And so these souls, these people that we know, these sick and suffering, should crowd our prayers. That, Jesus, when we come to you, that we bring with us all that we know who need you. That having recognized you, Jesus, knowing that you are here, that you see us, that you hear us, that you're with us in prayer, knowing that you're there, especially in the Blessed Sacrament, Jesus, that in the open spaces of our prayers, that we bring you all of our sick and beg you, Jesus, that somehow they may touch even the hem of your garment, that they may receive some grace, some contact with your love and your person and your healing power, Jesus, the only one who can truly heal us and truly heal them. May they and may we reach out to touch you in faith, in prayer, in the sacraments, the places where you are waiting for us, where you really are, Jesus. And so, and by doing so, be healed where we need it most. I thank you, my God, for the good resolutions, affections, and inspirations that you have communicated to me in this time of prayer. I ask your help to put them into effect. My Immaculate Mother, Saint Joseph, my Father and Lord, my guardian angel, intercede for me.